Well, hello everybody, and thanks so much for your interest in St Dunstan's College here in Catford, South East London. And what an exciting time to gather interest in this school, having been named Co-ed School of the Year in 2020 and then Independent Senior School of the Year in 2022 at the TES Awards. It's such an exciting time for us as a community, and I'm really grateful to you for your interest in everything we stand for. This school was founded here in Catford and Lewisham in 1888. It was founded on the whole principle of challenging convention, the conventions of its time. Back in those days, it was a very staid educational system. They didn't offer science and technology, and the whole approach to education was around rote learning, didactic teaching. And St Dunstan's College was established to try and challenge that, to do things differently. We were one of the very first schools in the world to introduce science and technology into the curriculum, and the whole pedagogical concept around teaching here at this school was around enabling children to find out, to do, to craft their own ideas in a way that was quite unfamiliar in the time. And I tell you that because in that vein we continue today, really challenging convention and saying that independent schools in 2022 Britain should and could be doing better and be doing more in two main areas. Number one, really ensuring that the education on offer is modern, contemporary, responding to the needs of society as it is today, and developing young men and young women who are aligned with the challenges of the complex and globalized world of which they're going to be a part. And secondly, that independent schools really do have a place in society today, in challenging those concepts of privilege and responsibility, of becoming integrated with the local community and ensuring that they're part of that societal narrative moving forward. So how do we do that? What do we do here at St Dunstan's? Well, there are various things. Firstly, let me speak to that first point around the relevance of education today. We know that things have moved on. We can no longer have schools that are simply factories for exam results. Of course we want strong exam results, and that is absolutely in evidence here at St Dunstan's. I hope you'll agree. We want that, but it can't be at any cost. And certainly it has to be more than just the treadmill towards the exam hall. So what does that look like? Well, we're very proud of having a genuinely values-rooted, values-driven education, and we achieve that through all sorts of different means. The first of which is that we offer a deliberately very broad Renaissance-style education. We have 17 subjects taught all the way through year 7, 8 and 9. That's quite different from some of the other schools around here and across the country, both state and independent, where they tend to narrow those subject choices very early. We don't do that. Every child here in that period of early adolescence has a really rich academic diet that ensures that their whole mindset is educated all the way through those formative years. We don't allow children to drop subjects at that early point. We don't have carousels of the creative arts. They have allocated time every week to that huge range of different subjects because we believe that's right for the holistic development of young people. We also have some little quirks in our offer within the core curriculum. One of those is something called our Stewart program. That's a program that we designed ourselves, we deliver it ourselves, but it teaches those topics that wouldn't otherwise be covered in the core curriculum. So we teach rhetoric, the art of rhetoric. We teach critical thinking. We teach about relationships and sex education throughout, all the way through year 7 through to year 13, an hour a week looking at those different topics. And within that, there's all sorts of things that are covered, looking at toxic masculinity, toxic femininity, conflict resolution, financial health, mental health and well-being, all sorts of things that would otherwise just perhaps be tag-ons in other schools are not here. It's integrated into that curriculum structure. But our values run far deeper than that. We have a wonderful co-curricular program here called the Forder program. It's different in its design. It's structured entirely around our organisational values. So there are categories of different activities that the children have to get involved in. They have to have a broad and balanced commitment to the Forder program. They can't just come in and just do sport, and they can't just do music. They have to do a balance to ensure the full and complete development of the holistic soul of each individual St Dunstan's pupil. And that Forder programme is embedded within our timetable structure. So we don't just have it tacked on to the end of the day or the beginning of the day. It is a timetabled lesson after lunch where all the children have to go off and engage with this programme of enrichment in the development of our values as an organisation. It's also timetabled, it's reported on to you. It's not a sort of opt-in add-on. It is an integrated part of our offer, the Forder programme. There are other things too. We've just finished, I'm doing this video right at the end of our academic year. We've just finished our 2-week festival, the St Dunstan's Festival, an incredible 2-week celebration of the arts in particular, but in all sorts of other ways too. There's 160 activities across that 2-week phase where children are involved within the local community. We bring the local community into the school, but across our sites. Our site on the Jubilee ground where we have a huge big top where all sorts of different things are going on every day, and we have our new theatre up here which is in full use, as well as our great hall. And it's a really incredible explosion of creativity and, again, a wonderful opportunity for young people to develop their confidence, their creativity, those values that are so dear to us as a school. I mentioned earlier the breadth of our curriculum, and just going back to that Forder programme, the breadth of our co-curricular programme is also extremely important. And in fact, there we have 300 activities a week now being offered, 300 activities a week, because we really want the young people to ensure that they that they're committing to a really broad educational experience in its fullest sense. Adventure Week has become a really key highlight for our year. We send the entire senior school off around the country to relish the joy of an outdoor education and to learn from that and to develop values accordingly. And in all sorts of other ways too, our whole educational experience is thought about through the lens of the values that we're trying to develop in our young people. And none of that would be possible without a really robust and proactive approach to individual pupil needs, their well-being and their health. And a few years ago, we built our new wellness centre, which is right at the centre of our school, where we centralise our resources and our people who are associated with ensuring that young people are supported in their health and their well-being. And the whole strategy around that is one of proactive education for well-being and wellness rather than reactive care. Such is the excitement for our school and the interest in it and the demand for it that we've been undertaking a lot of development in recent years. And I hope very much that you'll want to come to the site and see it, because our new science, technology, engineering and maths block, our new performing arts centre, our new junior school, our new sixth form centre, our new wellness centre, our new sporting facilities, all of that has been built in the last few years. So it's a really exciting campus to come and see for all of those reasons. So please, come and experience it and explore it and see the liveliness and the ambition for what we're trying to hear as a school. That second point of difference, that second point of challenge that I referenced right at the beginning of this film was around independent schools more generally and the role that they simply must play within the local community by way of partnerships and integrating independent education into that broader societal narrative. And we are doing so much in this area. We're blessed to have a wonderful facility, the Jubilee ground, where we've invested several £1 million in recent years, not just for the sporting opportunities that our young people have here at the school, but also for our broader community here in Catford and Lewisham. And there are all sorts of different partnerships. We're very proud in particular of the Lewisham Young Leaders Academy that we sponsor and oversee alongside Lewisham Council here on Saturday mornings for local young people and their families. Our partnership with Bonus Pasta School, which is exciting in all sorts of different ways and with other local community groups and schools here as well. And our festival, which I spoke about earlier, is fully integrated with our broader community here in Catford, and that just gets bigger and better every year. So why do we do all of this? Why do we want to have this broad, values-driven, exciting, ambitious education of the nature that I've described? Because we believe in enabling young people to become themselves and through becoming happy with who they are as individuals, to be grounded, honourable citizens of a globalised, complex and challenging world that they will be entering. And we think that if we get these things right, if we enable these values to develop wholesomely and wholeheartedly in our youngsters, and that they're happy with who they are, that they will go out into the world as well-adjusted young people who are ambitious for themselves, ambitious for their peer group, and absolutely high achievers. There's no doubt about that, but not at any cost and not at the expense of compassion and a well-rounded, grounded character that will best serve them and best serve our society at large. There are two gifts that I want to talk about, finally. The first of those gifts is being located in Catford. And when I first started here, people commented around the challenges of having an independent school in Catford. And I had never seen it that way. I've always seen it as a rich blessing to be located in such a diverse corner of this country. Diversity in all its senses, be that ethnic, cultural, socioeconomic. We are truly blessed to be a representation of that reflection of diversity, both in our pupil body, in our parent body, and in our staff body too. And we see that as an enormous opportunity for our school of offering something different for these young people. And the other gift is the gift left by our founding governors, our founders, who left us with a school motto, Albam Exorna, Adorn the White, which refers to the white blank canvas, the blank shield that represents St Dunstan's College. And the whole rationale and context around that is about young people coming into this building and filling the shield as they wish, being themselves, being true to themselves, being true to their emerging identity, not committing too early to whatever that identity may be, but being brave enough, courageous enough to forge their identity, to change their mind if they need to or want to, and to through living and breathing and being in a really diverse educational environment, to being at peace with who they are and the diversity that surrounds them. So who does this kind of school suit? It suits families and young people who would thrive in a liberal, open-minded ethos with a Renaissance education that's values-rooted and values-driven, where young people are ambitious for themselves and for one another, who are high-achieving and able, but not at any cost, who would benefit from a broad, rich, imaginative, and challenging education in the fulfillment of who they are, and for them to be at peace with themselves. And I very, very much encourage you to come here in person and to see it. It's really quite simply a very, very unique school, a unique culture, and you need to experience it, to live it, to breathe it, and to understand what it is all about, and for the school itself to bring that to life. And I very much hope to meet you at one of our upcoming events, and thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this video.